border for our headboard has pleated fabric all the way around. Before we apply the fabric, we're going to pleat that fabric on our sewing machine. You're going to need multiple panels of fabric, so you're going to cut all of those panels from your bolt of fabric and pleat each one of them individually, and Michael will show you how to blend those together.
Now Marianne has sewn up these nice panels to make the border a shirred border. Now she's just shown you how to do that. Now let me show you how to apply it. I've taken some of the stitches out of about the last 4 inches of it. Now we're going to start it right down at the bottom of the headboard where our welt starts. Leave that unshirred portion down there. Look at the white stitching. Now we'll push that right in where that welt is. That's where we want to start stapling on our headboard. Right in there. Now we'll go along, and the trick is to straighten up the shearing. Make sure it's tucked down into that welt area, and then staple. Going around this corner, when we get up to this corner now, I got a little tip for you. When we get into this corner area where the welt bends, take a little extra of this fabric, kind of bunch your shearing up just a little bit and push it into that corner. The reason for that is what happens is you have shearing that goes to the side. There's a lot of room here. You can have nice pleats. But when you start to fan out and make this radius, what happens is all your pleats start to pull out. You have nice pleats right here, but as you get into the corner, you start losing them on the outside edge. So we're just going to put a little extra. Now we're getting toward the end of our fabric too. Okay. Now we're going to take the last section here, just we need about 1 inch to turn back. Let's see if I can clip the seam there. Now we're going to turn that back on itself. Here's our second panel, and I'll show you how to splice. What we'll do with that is we're going to overlap our panels. Now here we don't have to fold it back because we'll be actually putting it on top of the first panel we folded back. So we'll just work that into our welt there, just like we did. And then we just keep going. We just push that right down into our welt. All right, we have stapled all of our shirred and gathered fabric around here. The next is a tack strip to hold it in place. Let's move this back a little so we can show you where it goes. You'll see our white stitching. It's so nice that it was sewn that way so we could see it. We're going to take that tack strip, we're going to put it right in there, and we're going to push it right up against the welt. All right, now you just keep getting your fabric out of the way, push that tack strip in. All right, now that we've got this border stapled in place, let me show you how that looks. It's pretty good. What happens with the tack strip, it puts pressure up against this 1/2 inch welt, pushing it into the center, keeps it straight. Let's attach our foam. This is remember our foam border that we cut out? We just place this right on here. Now what I like to do is right in this corner, that's where I like to start. I take my foam and place it right in that corner and compress the foam down. Take your stapler, it's right in the corner. Work out, get your fabric out of the way, work out a few inches. Okay, let's go a few inches this direction. Keep that foam pushed right up next to the fabric. Leave yourself just a little room in there to put the bonded polyester in. All right, now that we've got a corner, now let's go to the end. We line up our end, push that up against there. Again, we'll compress the foam, keeping our fabric out of the way. Now this is the first part of the application. I'm going to follow this around the headboard and finish putting this on. Once this is done, then we'll come back over here and we'll just put a little baste in the staple, and I'll show you how to put the poly on. All right, now we've kind of got that foam basted in place. The next thing is our bonded polyester. Now, this is the coolest stuff because you can pull it and it'll hold on to itself, and it's strong. Let's leave enough to go down to the leg. We're going to tuck it right into that groove, right at the bottom. There's a lot of things get stapled down into this groove. Make sure your fabric doesn't get in the way. Once this has formed, you've got it stapled down in here, we want to bring this over the edge, and we're shaping the edge of it. And we're going to staple our bonded polyester right back on the bottom of the frame here. Wrap the bonded around the corner, and then you push it in, and you'll have this extra. Now you have to have enough to go around the corner to make it smooth, but I'll show you how to get rid of that extra. We take our scissors. Now here's what we're gonna, okay, there's our shape right there. We don't need this portion of it. So we're going to cut that right out. Just like that. If you have to, place that down. Now when we go to pull this, now we don't have all that bulk. We've cut the bulk out of it. At this point, let's go back to that staple that's raised up. Now you can see right along the border, if I hit it with a hammer in here, I could actually hurt the fabric, leave a mark, or bruise our 1/2 inch welt in here. So what we've got a tool that right at the tip has got a groove. So you can put that tool right onto the staple, and now it comes in handy when you've got a staple sticking up to put it down into these, any place you have a tight crevice like this, you can use this tool to set the staples.